Hello there. Welcome to Visual Arts 2015 Professional Development Online course for the class EDCI 538. My name is Melissa Alicio, and I will be your instructor for this course. This is a work in progress. It's a 12-month course to help visual art educators think of creative ways to bring technology into their classroom. A new project module would be released each month, so this would give educators time to explore each project and collaborate with one another. Like I said, this is still currently a work in progress, and I'm currently updating each of these 12 modules, so they are in varying stages of development, so please bear with me. So once someone clicks on the link to go to my site, you'll see the introductory page here. It's a little information about me and my educational background. And of course, as long as they click on Visual Arts PD, they'll self-enroll. Type in the course access code. Alrighty. So like I said, this is still a work in progress, but I did start with under the modules, Visual Arts 2015 Introduction Survey. And what I did with this is to see how each instructor, what their skill level set is. So once they click the link on the pre-assessment survey, I'll go to SurveyMonkey. And on here, they'll have visual arts pre-assessment. There's 10 questions, such as how easy it is to get resources you need to teach at your school, how much support does the administration at your school give to the teaching staff in regards to technology in the classroom, what software programs are you familiar with, what hardware you're familiar with, how much support do parents give the teaching staff in regards to technology, how much support do you feel the parents of your students give you, how reasonable are the expectations for student achievement at this school, how well do teachers at the school collaborate with each other in regards to incorporating technology into the classroom. Also, how much attention does your school give to your professional growth, and how much financial assistance does your school provide you with for professional growth opportunities. So once they complete that, they can move on to the modules. So the first one here I have is Module 1 is Still Life. And it gives a little brief introduction of what the project will be covering. And also there will be the different objectives here. So there will be an introduction, module objectives, required reading, web resources, links to tools, and also the Module 1 assignment. So as you can see, I've had the first few on here. Module 2, abstract art, holiday surprise calendar for Module 3, Module 4, time warp photos. And again, these are all work in progress. So let's go to the first one. And for this one, for Introduction to Still Life, I actually was able to find a video online from the website Art Babel that actually describes a little bit about still life with Paul Cezanne. And so then you would have lists here, list of objectives as to what you would want to learn, your students to learn from this type of project. I also listed for each one of these the NetS standards, and also, since visual arts covers a little more items, and there's national standards for arts education. So all the national standards are also listed here. And then also for the first module, and this is what I want to do for each one of these, is I would have the rubric, the instructions on how to create the still life or whatever project they'll be working on, and then actually the sample. So that's why this is taking a little more time than I had originally anticipated, because I am actually creating a sample of each one of these items and each one of these projects to use as a sample for the other instructors. So so it's taking a little more time. But then what I include here, what I start with would be web resources and links to different websites that would have information on whatever it is that we would be discussing. In this case, it'd be still life. And then I give information, a little bit of introduction about still life, and then the start of the instructions in text on the project. Now, the PowerPoint that I have here, actually goes over I did screenshots of each one of these, of each one of the steps, which one of the things that now that I look back, I probably should be a little more detailed with the instructions. Maybe incorporate the instructions on here, but I try to do it as more of a visual aid. So we'll close out of that. And then here for the module 1, we have the rubric. So go through here about design and composition, creativity, knowledge gain with technique, knowledge gain with artists, and planning and explanation. And then also my makeshift still life that I did in Microsoft Word. So this is, again, these are just, trying to introduce technology into the visual arts classroom. And again, it's maybe not always going to be as detailed as if you would use charcoal or pastels or color pencils. But again, it's something that can be introduced so students that don't feel they have that artistic ability, they have the ability to do it in programs such as even Microsoft Word here. Some people would prefer to use, say, Adobe Photoshop or Adobe Photoshop Elements, or Adobe Illustrator. But those are much more expensive programs, and not all schools are going to have those. So, necessity is the mother of invention, and you have to work with what you have. And this is, most schools will have Microsoft Office. Excuse me. So then, once the lesson is completed, then the instructor would, excuse me, would submit the assignment here. And then what I am looking for is a way to, what program to use to use like an online gallery. Unfortunately, the problem I've been running into is that since a lot of these assignments are trying to make it a little easier to integrate technology into the visual arts classroom, and that Microsoft Office or may use different files that are not normally or commonly as used in an online gallery. So that's what I'm kind of running into, a little problem with that. So I'm trying to find a solution to that so we can have an online gallery and online collaboration and critique, a peer critique for each module. So this will be the end of part 1, and I will start up here shortly on part 2.